guys. Hello, welcome to Netlabs Hub. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure high availability in active mode. Previously, I had shown you how to configure high availability in passive mode. So the method that is recommended in modern network environments. But this time, I'm going to show you an alternative method that still can be implemented on the same. So this is the topology. And this topology, I have configured the interfaces on the IP address, as you can see. So port 5 is the my management interface. Then port 2, both port 2 on the two firewalls are facing the local area network. Then the internet is simulated using the NAT cloud through this open switch. In this case, initially, I made this particular firewall to be primary or active. In that, when this particular firewall fails, there is a standby firewall here that waits to resume the role of this. But this time, I'm going to configure this firewall to be in the same active state. It will sync configuration, yes, through these heartbeat interfaces, but both the firewall here will operate normally. That in case this one is down, does not rely on the other. So the role that it will play, it will be the same, so that when this one goes down, traffic will take an alternative route, then vice versa. So I'll access the firewall. I'll show you. Show system interface. You see? So port 1 DHCP, port 2 static, assign this IP, then this one has received this IP, then this is 67, the management IP. So this is for the primary firewall, the first firewall. When we come to this second firewall, show system interface, you see 68.192.168.10.68 is the management IP. Then this is the IP address on this port. Then this one is the IP address for the interface facing the internet. So this is it. You see 67 is the first firewall, then 68 is the second firewall. So I log in. So you see, this firewall is the first firewall. I'm calling it primary. Then this one, I'm calling it secondary. Just naming, but with the time, this one will just function the way this one will function. So we check the interfaces. So on this firewall, we can remove that one, that interface. We remove that one. So we start configuring system high availability. You see, at this point, there is no high availability configured on this interface. So the first thing we will choose these are the modes that are available: active, active. You should understand that high availability is a redundancy feature that allows 2 or multiple firewalls to work in the same cluster, so that this one eliminates a single point of failure, ensuring there is network and security uptime. There are multiple modes through this high availability can be achieved. It can be achieved through active mode, then active passive mode. So the active passive mode is the one that is recommended. Then I'm going also to show you this one this time. This particular mode, there is a previous video, high availability part 1. You can check on that. It's on YouTube for more. So what you should understand, you should get to understand the elections between the 2 firewalls. You should ensure that the 2 firewalls are having the same license from FortiGate, that is Fortinet. Also, the same firewall should have the identical connection. It means that the heartbeat interface must match. Then the monitoring interface or the monitor interface, that is the LAN port and the one port connecting to the internet, should be of the same. If it is port 2 on the LAN, port 2 on the other firewall should also connect on the LAN for proper synchronization. So on this, we will choose the active mode. The moment we choose active mode, it will populate device priority. So on the device priority, we just give it priorities the same, because there is nothing here that is we are giving more privileges to one than the other. So then the group name, I'm going to retain this one, or I can just give it Netlabs. There is no big deal. Then when it comes, we enable session. Without enabling this session, the firewall will not sync with the other. So you enable that one, then you set the password, that is Netlabs. This is okay. Then these are the heartbeat interface. So on the management, you can see in real network environment, you can reserve the management interface, so that you will you select the interface, then give it the gateway and destination subnet. But this time I'm not going to do anything on that. So the priority for the interfaces, heartbeat interfaces, is going to be the same. So I'm going to give it 200, same priority, because the 2 firewalls are working on the same priority. When we come on this, we go to the system. You remember what you configured on the first firewall also to be replicated on this second firewall. The mode is active, then priority is 200. When it comes to group name is Netlabs, then the password is Netlabs. That way, we enable session backup, session pickup, then monitoring interface. We choose the one port, the interface connecting to the internet, then we add the interface connecting to the LAN, that is port 2. Then the heartbeat interface. Heartbeat interface is these 2 interfaces, port 3. You see, port 3 goes to port 3, then port 4 goes to port 4, in that order. So once we do that, we retain the same, then we enable. You see, the moment you enable high availability, the firewall will restart. Once it finishes restarting, then it will start using the FortiGate clustering protocol, that is FGCP, to perform synchronization, or generally to manage the cluster, the firewalls within that cluster. So once it finishes rebooting, you will see there you can see here. So we can even execute reboot. You see, configuration is not in sync. So it is, the moment it has finished booting, now it is trying to synchronize with the other end. So in that, I have assigned the same priority, the same password, the same cluster name on these two firewalls, so that it is going to operate mutually that way. We can access this show system high availability. You see, it is operating in AA, that is active. Then the password is this one. Heartbeat interface is port 3 and port 4. Then override is disabled. Then priority is 200. Port 2 and port 1, those are the monitoring interface. When we come on this, let it finish booting. Once it finishes booting, then what I know, it will lose the management IP address. So you see, it has picked 70. Now that the management has shifted from the previous 67 to 68, previously to 70. So the two firewalls can be managed using this interface. Whatever that is on the first firewall is on the second. You see, this is the secondary. The first one to be up. When we check on the high availability here, high availability, you see, there is not synchronized. This is the primary. So both firewalls are operating in active mode, and you see at this point there is this session, then there is this throughput that is trying to go through. So we will check you see, it is trying to access the gateway for the internet. So when we try this, then I'm sure the first firewall has finished the booting process. You see, now it is accessed. So this is secondary, then this one is also secondary. It means whatever that is on the second firewall is also on the first firewall. So just give it time. This is the firewall 1. We log in. We try to check IP address list. You see, it's also operating on 70. It is checking the synchronization status. So on the aspect of priority, you can just retain the priority. You see, the moment I have just changed priority, there is something that has, you see, the primary is now up, but the mode in which they are functioning is what is of precedence here. So the primary is the one that is on top because of the priority. So we'll just come on the network, check on the interfaces. Then it's not on the VPN. Check on the policy. This is the rule. You see, traffic is passing. This rule is to allow traffic from the local area network to the internet. Then through this particular static route that is establishing the path. But my consideration is on the high availability. So why is not syncing? It should sync. So you find that the heartbeat interfaces here. What we will do, we will check, we will start with this particular, we will stop this one, stop this one, stop that firewall. Once we stop that firewall, we will access this firewall, then reconfigure high availability. You see there is this synchronization. We edit here, active, then device priority. We give it that way. Then heartbeat interface. Then OK. So at this point, let's power this. So once we power this particular file, then re-access it. We can test the clients if they can get IP address automatically. You see DORA. So the moment it boots and it is in DHCP, it will just get the IP address. Ping. You see it is pinging the internet. So we can make it continuous ping. So the moment you get the serial number, it's about to finish booting. So we log in. Once we log in, we diagonalize IP address list. You see it is also operating on 70. We will refresh. There is no, you see, it has now synchronized. So this is how to troubleshoot high availability, especially when two firewalls or more than two firewalls are working or working in active mode. If the firewall is not synchronizing, first of all, check the priority that the way you've set. Also ensure that the password is the same on the two firewalls. Also ensure that the cluster name marries the other end. Ensure that the interface connection is identical. Both monitoring interfaces and the heartbeat interfaces are well connected. So at this point, remember, when this firewall was down, traffic was going through this particular firewall 1. It was active. So the moment I stop this one now, then come on this traffic, you see, there is a drop. Once there is a drop, the traffic will start just moving normally. So traffic will just start moving normally. We refresh this and see what has happened. You see, the way the process is happening is trying to find which particular path is active. Remember, this one is down, so I expect this one to be up. There is synchronization. So at this point, we can get the same on the logs, see what the events, which events are happening. On the events, it's trying to locate the other. So on this, let's power it up. IP DHCP, we can say DHCP, then space. It will pass through the DORA process, request, discover, offer, request, then acknowledgement, until the final stage it will get IP address. It should get IP address automatically. So you see the reason that traffic was not flowing at this point, I had shut down the two firewalls. So this one was down, then this one was down. So operating in active mode, it means that when two firewalls goes down, automatically there is total downtime on the traffic. Traffic will just time out. But when one is down, then the other will just be up to route the traffic. When two of them are just up, traffic can go either way because there will be paths. Now let's check this one. So you can see here, this section, system port high availability. So let's check this So sometimes when you try to access and it's not being accessible, you just have to recheck the IP address whether it has changed or not. So it's operating on 70 still. Then this one, admin, then diagonalize IP address list. You see, it's operating on the same IP address. So the moment the firewall finishes booting, you can notice that is the primary, the first firewall. Then that is also the second firewall. So we go to the system. You see there is synchronization. Then at this point, virtual cluster detected member join, you see. So the primary has joined the member, then synchronization status with the primary. So we'll just check this one. Is it having the same configs like the previous? You see, traffic is passing. Now let's check whatever we were pinging, you see. So at this point where you are seeing the downtime in terms of traffic, that is the time synchronization was being done or the other firewall was recovering. Let me try to suspend that one. Then notice the traffic. Still traffic is passing through, you see. After I have suspended the primary firewall, traffic is going through. So it means there is just a live path for the traffic. So thank you so much for following throughout this particular lab. Feel free to subscribe to Netlabs Hub if you feel this lab has helped you so much. And also don't forget to subscribe, watch, like, comment, and share this video to help many others. Thank you.